Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we are going to talk about some companies that can benefit from the increased need of electricity and materials from data centers. Let's go right into it. Starting with Solaris Energy infrastructure. They are already providing a service to data centers. They are supplying 900 megawatts of natural gas power to a major data center with a 7-year long duration of that contract. And the fact that by Q2 2025 they apparently have the capacity for 600 megawatts. But apparently in 2027, the first 6 months, they would have increased that to 1,700 megawatts of power capacity, which is fantastic. And the fact that they provide power as a service to multiple end markets with scalable equipment solution off-grid established market leaders in the energy sector and so forth. And the fact that they're continuously growing SEC.gov and looked at the service revenue in 2024, the first 6 months, they have $134 million in service revenue. In 2025, this first 6 months, they had $174 million in service revenue, which is insane. Like, it's growing very fast. Obviously, the share price has also grown tremendously, but the fact that they are working with data centers and so forth in a sector that's in growing demand, so I think this seems interesting. Now let's go over to the next one. And going with number 2, which I'm a little bit more interested in, it's Williams Companies Inc., which is a leader in natural gas infrastructure in North America. The fact that the company with a Transco pipeline, apparently according to datacenerdynamics.com, is producing or transporting 20% of the United States natural gas. And they're also providing natural gas to a Virginian data center, or Virginian data center market, I should say. And the fact that they are producing or transporting 20% of all natural gas in North America. And the fact that according to the website, it seems to be LNG demand is doubling, or LNG exports by 2035. And it seems to be that power demand is growing 4 times faster. That they have a natural gas fire plant close to be located behind an Ohio data center. Will Power subsidiary also has $14 billion in backlogs as well. This company seems very interesting, obviously, and I don't think it's rallied too much this year. So I think it could be perhaps an opportunity for people with long-term preferences, allegedly. I really like these companies. I'm not invested in any of those companies on this list yet, though. But I like this one. Next one is Freeport MCMORAN. I do have to preface though that they just had a couple of weeks ago had a fatal accident at the Grasberg mine in Indonesia, which has halted the production of this world's second largest copper mine. It also has a lot of gold apparently. Apparently, according to Global Copper, due to this in 2026, the shortfall of copper would go from 72,000 tons to 400,000 tons of copper deficit. Apparently, so that might be an opportunity with the copper companies. But nevertheless, this is still a wonderful copper company. Apparently, it has a strong US franchise. It produces 70% of all refined copper production in America. It's been in America since the late 1800s, so longer than any of us watching this video have been alive. It's one of the largest US copper resource. About 34% of all the copper comes from America and 27% comes from South America. Obviously, it's all very nice that 39% of it comes from Indonesia, and one of the major mines is that one who just shut down for a couple of months at least. That's a bit of a bummer. It seems to be an interesting opportunity though. You know, obviously there are other copper companies, but bear in mind, I think this seems interesting. Obviously it's also BHP, Southern Copper Corp, there's Arizona, Sonora Copper. Those are other companies of interest, but I chose to pick this one for the video. Bear in mind, my favorite copper company at the current moment is like Arizona, Sonora Copper, but that is not producing. Bear in mind. Now let's go over to the next one. The next one on the list is EnBridge Inc. Company apparently recently, or at least in this year, has a solar farm or facility that produces 600 megawatts and providing energy for Meta's data center operations. Very nice. It also is continuously growing. It's a natural gas or an energy infrastructure company in North America. 80% of their EBITDA is inflation protected. Nice. Seems very nice. It seems to be projected support for 6 gigawatts of power generation. It seems to be that they're constructing a pipeline or ridge line in Tennessee, apparently going to start in 2036 according to this website. It seems to be that they are going to construct more gas storage and distribution in 2027, 2028. That's a $700 million investment to apparently transition a coal power plant to like a gas transition, which is nice. That's an honorable thing. You should remove coal and have like natural gas and nuclear instead. And apparently they are focusing on renewable energy, like the solar one we just mentioned, which is nice. I like solar personally. I don't really like windmills. They're killing the birds. You know, it seems very interesting, and it seems to have enormous potential with the enormous energy demand of these data centers. You cannot have enough energy. let's go over to the next one. And the next on the list is Cameco, a wonderful company. It's one of the largest uranium companies on earth, if not the largest. And apparently they have, according to the website from 2024, they have proven and probable reserves of 450 million pounds of uranium and 400 million pounds of uranium in measured and indicated resource. This company has wonderful, they have production throughout North America and in Kazakhstan, if I remember correctly, and mostly in Canada though. The fact that the reason why uranium should pique everyone's interest is due to the fact that it's explosive demand. More and more countries are increasing their nuclear capacity, and the fact that apparently 62 new reactors are under construction, and the fact that China is apparently, or half those reactors are in China, and the fact that 31 countries have pledged to triple their nuclear energy capacity by 2050. United States is on the list, Canada, France, Japan, much more. And the fact that there is a little bit deficit of uranium production. There could be a constraint of supply due to more uranium mines being depleted and less being turned on for operations. Cameco also owns 49% of Westinghouse Electric, which is a company that helps operate nuclear power plants throughout the world. And is also a leader in like SMR technology, small modular reactor companies. And listen to this, according to Westinghouse website, over nearly half of all reactors on the planet use their technology function. Very interesting. And Cameco owns 49% of them. Cameco also has the world's largest uranium refinery, which processes uranium into pure uranium trioxide feedstock. And they are also one of only 4 commercial suppliers in the Western world. Very interesting. So this company is fantastic. Obviously, it has rallied tremendously this year, but I think it has tremendous upside potential in the future. In my opinion, obviously, none of this is financial advice as per usual. We know the drill. This is just my opinion. These are just companies I think have tremendous upside potential with the looming energy demand for the future for SKYNET. Let's go to the next and last one on the list. And the final one on the list is TSS INC. This company it's not a commodities company, it's not a mining company, it's not an energy company. This is an infrastructure for data center companies, which is unusual because we don't really talk about tech stocks on this channel, but I just thought I would mention it quickly. This is a company that provides services, design, deployment, maintenance of like technologies such as data centers, operating centers, networks, server rooms. They are critical for their infrastructure to work. Total revenue the first 6 months of 2024 was $28 million. First 6 months of 2025, the company generated a total $140 million of revenue, which is over 3x increase in revenue in 1 year. It is estimated that the global AI server market would be $410 billion in 2027, which is 2 years from now. Modular computing had a total market of $380 billion in 2028, according to the website. The market for global AI server market, CAGR, will be 37%. And it seems to be that the other part of their business, part of the market they are in, is the end user cloud spending, or cloud, would from 2024 to 2025 increase by 21%. And the final part of the market they are included in is apparently the modular edge computing market, which has an CAGR of 13.8%. So it's a very high intense growth company, or like they're part of one of the highest growth sectors of the future. Personally like it. I've not currently invested in any of these companies. If out of all these companies, the ones that seem the most interesting are Williams Inc. and Cameco and TSS INC. That's my opinion, obviously, but those are the ones I like the most out of all these companies mentioned here. And bear in mind, none of this is financial advice. I just like these companies, and I thought I would provide value to other people that would like a little list of companies that could have some potential, allegedly. But I hope you thoroughly enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you like this. Anything in the commodities sector you would like for me to go talk about next, please write it in the comments, and have a wonderful day. Peace!